What's up and welcome to Zero to X. My name is Daniel and today with me as always.
Hey guys, my name is Amara.
I thought you said you were going to say hey guys today.
Preparation would have helped. I'm not talking about what I want to say there.
Amara has been threatening fire and brimstone that he wants to rework our entire intro, that he's tired of saying hey guys.
But funny. I was thinking about it this week. I genuinely was thinking about it this week. And I was like, it's not that bad. It's just that things get old.
Things get old for real.
So it's always a revamp is always a...
It's always necessary, but I feel like there's, like reinventing some things is almost like there's no point.
For sure.
Like you can't reinvent the wheel. Mm-hmm. Like how do you innovate on that? Since it was created, like it has not been innovated on. Like I
love the press record.
Yo, press record is so hard.
I love press record.
Oh, yo, it's so hard.
Daniel was onto something. Daniel was one that came up with all of that.
Oh, yes, that. Oh my God. Yeah. I will have to give praise to my Ogas. It was Think Media, Omar Takori. That was what like the main ginger behind me and Amara saying, you know what, see, guy, we already have these insightful discussions multiple days every week, right? Why not just press record?
Why not just press record?
And then Zero to X started, and this is our second year of doing this, despite what Nigeria will try to do.
Bro.
Despite what Nigeria tries to do.
There is a way with which you approach life that makes you appreciate consistency a lot.
100%, guys.
Like just showing up does something for you. There's something, I think it was Steve Barley, I was listening to a reel. He was talking and he was essentially saying that, I can't remember the point he was trying to make, but I remember him saying there is how people like to always have a feeling of forward motion, of the sense of progress. And it comes a lot from the just doing, the repetition, the consistent showing up.
100%.
Bro.
100%. That point about forward motion is like, that is why a lot of people get impatient when they don't see results. But if you are able to show up every day and understand that beyond the results is the kind of person that I'm becoming, like these are like the two, like if you can match these two things side by side.
It is, see, this is such a beautiful way to think about it. You embark on a journey to achieve something or to like get some goal or something. And it's either A, you get the goal and you become a transformed person. That's option A. Option B is you don't get the goal. Maybe some sort of failure happened, which is perfectly a part of the process. No questions there. But the transformation still happens, because you didn't cheat the process. The only way you don't transform and become a better person
is if you didn't work at it. You don't show up 100%.
100%, like, man. Absolutely beautiful.
100%. Like if you don't cheat the process, you either become a transformed person and or get the goal. So I mean,
100%, bro.
That's how it's supposed to be. We have a very interesting conversation today for you guys. We hope you guys find it interesting. We are talking about negotiation at the very insistent behest of our
behind the scenes guys.
Behind the scenes.
You know when people insist, Amara, Daniel, you guys must talk about this.
Like, we have been skirting around this topic for months, man. Months.
It's been months now. Oh my God.
So guys, we're talking about negotiation and how to get what you want out of life, pretty much. It's a very interesting topic because similar to selling at every point in time, negotiation is important. Why? There is something that you want at any point in time, if you not lie to yourself, that typically needs someone else's input in some way, form, or shape.
Like it's not just going to be handed.
It's not just going to be handed. Like there is another. Like if it was just you can just go and farm your crops.
Exactly.
See, you even have to negotiate with yourself, man. Because
100%, bro.
You even still need to negotiate. Like
100%.
Let's start up because why do I need to show up? That's
that's
like giving pros, cons, back and forth. Like, oh, it's a worthy undertaking. If I don't farm, I don't eat, right?
Bro, so like one of my guys used to always say how he just loves the kinds of jobs that make you not rely on anybody. But you forget that since you rely on yourself.
You really need
you still need to negotiate with yourself to get the thing done.
That's scarier, bro.
I think I agree.
That is scary. That's why 100 respects to entrepreneurs and all your
big respect.
Not us that we have like 195 somewhere that last. There's one couple. There's an alert
that will just
between the
make
20th and
okay.
30th of everyone's that just cause like last. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? But shout out to the guys that we have to rely on themselves and themselves alone, right? To show up every day. It's incredible. Yeah, but like back to why negotiation is important. It's important because there is something you want that you need either yourself or someone else to help in getting it.
Yeah.
Like, which leads me to my first point in negotiation. Be honest and be okay with the fact that you want that thing. I'll explain why. People often don't want to. There is a plethora of reasons why people find it hard to negotiate, to want to come to the table and say, this is what I want, how can we figure this out? Right? One of the reasons people don't do that, or people don't, like, it's a plethora. There's some people, they just, I know.
I can think of a couple reasons.
Bro, I know one person right now, bro, she hates confrontation. Bro, she avoids it.
They come to mind.
Bro, she avoids it like
a plague,
she
bro.
Would rather suffer and keep quiet.
Yeah.
Just so far she doesn't have to make any other person get hurt.
Uncomfortable. Uncomfortable,
that's
bro.
the word. No. What? Understand by saying, and this might not be the most typical start to a discussion and negotiation that you've ever heard. But I think it's important we sort out, like we've said a couple of times, first within, then without.
100%.
Once we sorted out that the issues why you should allow yourself negotiate. It's not bad to want things that you want.
Yes. I agree.
On the fact that
I agree.
I like this, I want that.
And the problem is it's not going to be handed to you, like we just said.
No, you will have
human beings are by design selfish. So everybody's always thinking, what can you for me?
Bro, you are getting me excited about this topic. And you can leverage that. But before we don't get ahead of ourselves.
Yeah.
We want to reiterate why some reasons why people don't want to ask for what they want.
Yeah.
Number one, they feel like asking makes people think that they are selfish, or like they don't want to make other people feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Or in some way, form, or shape, they feel some type of way about wanting, like, I don't deserve it. Bullshit.
Bro.
Bullshit.
Bro. And bullshit. Like, I think people also think that just because you're sometimes, I mean, it's a fallacy. And just because you are a good person, that good things.
This is a very important point. I think should automatically happen.
No,
bro. No,
sometimes
bro.
You have to negotiate your way through.
You need to ask for what you want.
100%.
There's this verse in the Bible, but I don't think anybody has made it come alive to me the way Amara has. And I know you know what I'm going to say. Ask.
Oh,
bro, the way I see, like, bruh. Amara's like, ask and you'll be given. You'll be given. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be open. That is how life works.
Yeah.
So in the first place, you need to be okay with the fact that I want this thing and it is valid. You might want a job raise.
Bro.
No, ask.
Yeah.
Ask.
Let me. Beautiful story to drive this point home. So we went to get fuel. This was at rehearsals. Yeah. So guys, I have rehearsals with my team on weekends.
I'm a fantastic music director, by the way, but let's move on.
And for some reason, there was no fuel. I mean, there was an actual fuel scarcity. So I went out.
Nigeria.
So like, I can't have my people not have light.
Yeah.
And I don't like to rely on the power holding corporation of the country. So I decided to go and get fuel. And I got there and it was total. I realized they don't sell to kegs. They only sell to people that drive. And I parked there, over there. I didn't think to drive down. Do you get me? And then I'm like, okay, how do we figure this out? And then I saw a lot of people asking a lot of drivers and car owners for like just to allow them put their kegs in their cars and like claim that this keg belongs to me. So like you can. Do you get me? And then it first of all started, bro, it was insane. It was crazy. And for me, it didn't make any sense because, like, just to derail a bit, the simple solution in my head was like, why not just give one pump to everybody who has a keg? Since the cars are queuing, let the people with kegs queue too. Guys, if you don't want to attend to them separately.
Oh, it is well. Let's move on.
Anyway, so I got to the first person. I asked the first person, and I was like, yeah, the person turned me down. In fact, before I even got the opportunity to ask, the person was like, when some Nigerians, like, they smell you coming from a mile away, and they're like, nah, I'm not having it. Do you get me? And then I was like, okay, there's two ways this thing can play out. One, I can take my L in this entire place and go back. Two, I can insist that I've come here and I must buy fuel.
100%.
And then the final way, I'm like, I can just go around and ask every single person. But like, if I don't ask, I will never know who will be willing to open up to me. Do you get me? So I literally went with the mindset that I'm fine being rejected. Yeah. But if I don't ask, I will never know. Yeah. Do you get me? So that's the mindset. That is such a powerful point. Simple. Like, I will ask, and I told people, that's the thing. For every person I approached, I was like, I'm not here. I don't want to have you like insist. Do you get me? Like, if you don't want, it's perfectly fine. But please, if I don't ask you, I won't know if you're willing to help out. Yeah. That's how I eventually got someone that was willing to help out.
That is crazy.
But it's just that simple willingness to just say,
crazy.
Yeah, I don't know how this entire situation is going to play out, but if I never ask,
if you never ask,
I will never receive.
Closed mouths don't get fed,
bro. Crazy.
Mouths don't get fed. I really drove that point home for me. So it is important to be comfortable in the fact that I want this thing. Your 100%. Needs, your wants are valid. Don't be afraid of them. Yeah. Don't be ashamed of them. Yeah. Everybody wants things.
And we all want things. With my full chest, there's a lot of things I want. I can't even talk about yet.
There will be signs. There will be signs. There will be actual signs. Yeah. So that's the thing. Like, in the first place, you need to. Your asking isn't making people
perfectly normal.
No, like, own the fact that I want. Yeah. It doesn't even have to be I need. Like, I need, you can even try to like
rationalize it.
No,
I want, and it's fine to want.
Perfectly valid.
Yeah.
Own the fact that there is that. Yeah. You are entitled to that. Never feel ashamed of that. Yeah. This is a mindset you need to have when you're coming to the table to negotiate, especially if it's either with yourself or with people. Yeah. So now that we've settled that, be okay wanting what you want. Like, how do you now make the best of a negotiation scenario? You have owned the fact that, yes, I want this. You understand that there is nothing to be ashamed of, because everything you can think of stems from the fact that, oh, I don't feel I should want this, either because you feel ashamed or you feel the person is going to feel you're selfish or you don't want to make the person uncomfortable. No. We've agreed that accept the fact that it doesn't have to be I need, I want this. Yeah. How do you approach the negotiation scenario?
I like this question that you asked because it reminds me of when we first met. So remember when, at the time when my
origin story,
when we met, Daniel introduced me to Suits, the series.
Yeah.
And
I remember that. I remember.
Were you the one that introduced me to 7 Habits?
Yes.
Yeah. See, the guys, Daniel or something. You should have people like Daniel as your friends.
Please. Extra, please, bro.
So I remember Daniel introduced me. I can't remember. I mean, great minds thinking alike. Yeah. And then we had a couple conversations that like went off on those lines. And then I went to watch Suits. What's his name? The guy.
Mike Ross.
Yes. What do you call him again?
Mike Ross.
Mike. Yes, Mike. I remember. Yeah. So Mike Ross, bro, Mike Ross and Harvey. My God,
Lord,
bro. Here's what happened, and I think I'll recommend this to you as well. Season 1 and season 2 of Suits too. Every person listening.
Yeah.
Take the book 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I'm answering Daniel's question. Take the book 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Then take the series Suits, season 1 and season 2, and just layer those two things on top of each other. You'll be mind blown how you will see the principles of 7 Habits play out in Suits.
It is so crazy, bro.
I was having epiphanies every other day. Every day I was listening to Daniel. I was like, bro. I was like, I think one of the first things that strengthened our relationship.
Yeah, I remember.
I remember then. One of the first things that really struck me from the book 7 Habits and I saw play out with the Harvey and Mike Ross dynamic was negotiating win-win scenarios. See,
this
the book
is the gospel.
This is the absolute
This
gospel.
is
the absolute gospel.
This is the gospel.
It's said in 7 Habits that you should always think of, and I'm paraphrasing very loosely, you should always think of what the other person can get out of it. So it's not just, and that's the thing, because the normal mindset is, what's in it for me? You want to take. But yeah, if you can reach a perfect balance where your needs are met and this person's needs are met, it might be some of compromise that suits the both of you. But what's important is that you were thinking, how can this person win out of this negotiation? And how can I win as well?
100%.
It allows you to stay abundant in your thinking.
100.
As opposed to just keeping yourself...
Abundant in your thinking, such a powerful point.
As opposed to just keeping yourself locked. And I saw this thing play out in Suits every
My
time.
God, bro, I remember.
Bro. So to answer your question, bro, win-win.
Win-win. Think win-win.
Win-win.
Think win-win situations,
bro.
Always. The time.
Always.
You need to have a mindset of abundance.
I can't think of a situation where this thing doesn't apply.
It is not a zero-sum, I win, you lose.
Exactly. It's not a zero-sum.
You need to have the abundance mentality of, I want this thing. There is something that this person wants. We can all win.
There's a version that exists somewhere.
There's a version of reality where we all go and we're good.
Yeah.
And what's crazy about Stephen Covey in the book was you don't even need to compromise. Yeah. Because when your compromise is there's something I'm not getting.
You're getting exactly. Thank you for stating this.
You can be proactive enough to figure out an approach that will get everybody their needs. Guys, there is a book, Amara, because of the nuances of this episode and of this particular episode and how important this skill is.
Yeah.
And this would apply to just basic, I want to pay this amount for this instead of this, to, you are in sales or you are in business development, from the most basic,
bro. So many
it's from the smallest to the most clutch cases that you need. A book that is understated in negotiation. I know people talk about Chris Voss's book, Never Split the Difference. It's an excellent book. Yeah. I've read some parts of it. I mean, he's an FBI interrogator. He has the stakes are. It doesn't get higher than that, right? So it is an excellent book. It is an excellent book. Definitely read it. But the very first book I read on negotiation was Negotiation Genius. I can't remember the name of the author. But guys, if you can find that book, bro, the first 3-4 stories, when they showed me the case stories, I was like, if I was a negotiator, I would have walked away. Because the most impossible of circumstances, where it seems like people want opposing things, nobody's willing to come to the table. Yeah. But there is always some way.
There's always some way.
There's always some way. The abundance mentality. And you need to come into negotiation.
Something comes to mind. Oh my God.
Yeah, go ahead. Sure.
Bro, I just remembered also in the movie that there were times when, that's the series, Suits again, there were times when they will start a conversation. They can't make headway. Everybody goes.
Bro.
We all come back later to think, okay, how do we approach this thing differently? Because sometimes it will seem like you can reach a conclusion there. And this is not realistic. Your brains are all hot.
Bro, 100%. 100%.
You might need to go cool off. Think about the entire thing from a different angle and be like, there is actually a version that exists that caters to everybody.
100%. I totally agree.
Bro.
So when you approach this kind of situations with that abundance mentality and you refuse to leave the situation at where, you're getting what you want, but there's a compromise you have to make. You're getting what I'm getting. Everybody leaves feeling unsatisfied. If you are open enough and you are not across the table with a narcissistic MF.
Yes.
That is also very important.
That's such an important factor that can really drive how that thing goes.
Very, very important. If you're not across the table from a narcissistic person, if you're with a reasonable, level-headed person that understands that life is help me, I help, that is life.
That's life.
The entire premise of 7 Habits of Highly Effective People is that we live in an interdependent reality.
Yes.
Which means I'm independent.
Yes.
You are independent.
Yes.
But if we pull our resources together, the abundance we can create will be so much more than if we just do an individual sum of me and you. That is what the entire 7 Habits of Highly Effective People is it's also his teaching. Yeah. So the win-win mentality, the win-win mindset, that abundance mindset that Amara is suggesting is very important coming to negotiate. Yeah. You need to understand that, there is a scenario that exists that I get what I want and I'm happy and you are happy doing the same.
Yeah.
Once you start with that, that is what you negotiate for. It's a very, 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 very powerful point. So yes, I totally agree. Coming to the table with an abundance mentality that you are thinking win-win, not win-lose, because no, like you're just making enemies and resentment, and like they won't want to come to the table with you after that again.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So yes, 100% coming with a win-win mentality. That's the start. It always starts from here. So number one, with what we've gone over so far, number one, accept that it is okay for you to want the things that you want.
100%, bro.
Number two, come to the table with a win-win mentality, with an abundance mindset. One of the things that while I was in school, chaplain of the University of Lagos's, like there was this entire body of fellowships on the campus. UJCF.
Yeah.
So chaplain of UJCF, there's something he says. Reverend Ngolo, he loved that man. She was special. He says, there is space in the sky for every star to shine. And it doesn't take away from another. Do you understand?
So that abundant mindset, man.
Once you come in an abundance mindset that, look, it even makes it easy to want the things that you want, because you know that, think about it, if I get a salary raise, I'm more motivated. I'm more incentivized to perform. Right? Because I don't have to go and start looking for a second gig. Yeah. Because I have real life needs that my salary cannot meet. Yeah. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So if I'm able to negotiate a better salary raise that kind of like makes the situation like, do you understand? Yeah. I can give you more. I can be more productive. I can be more proactive. I can be more creative. But if I have to be splitting that between that and a second gig, you're not going to get the best of me. Yeah. Do you understand? And I will be more stressed. Yeah. Do you understand? So like it's a subpar win. You get to save costs, but you don't get the best of, like, it's not the situation you should come to at all. But if everybody comes with a win-win mentality, we're good. Something I have realized now, we're getting more into what seems like the more tactical parts of negotiation.
Bro, it is such a nuanced conversation.
Bro,
such a nuanced conversation.
Guys, one thing I have found that most impacts, maybe aside from the mentality part in terms of mindset, better than like there are these nuanced advices we've heard, especially because like you and I are in sales of some sort, or if you're in the customer success industry in whatever way, like you're marketing or doing whatever. Yeah. I get things like whoever says the price first has lost the negotiation. Whoever talks after a price has been mentioned first as well. Like there are all those nuance, like tiny things. Whoever's willing to work, bro. Like there are all these things. But I feel like, aside the abundance mentality mindset, the thing that has the biggest impact on how well you can negotiate and get the things that you want is how informed and prepared you are.
I completely agree, my brother.
Let me explain what this means. You need to understand that if I want something, you need to ask yourself why you want that thing like a couple of times. The reason for this is this. If you are tied to one way to a solution, you have handicapped yourself. Yeah. But if you understand that, oh, I want a car, for instance. Oh, I want this brand of car. Why do I want this brand of car? Is like why? The hope if you ask yourself why enough times, you will get to the point where like, oh, I want prestige, or I want to be able to move from A to B. The moment you can find out what is truly the most fundamental driver or motivation for what you want, your abundance mentality expands. Abundance is more than just I get what you want, you get what you want. Abundance mentality is, oh, there are different ways of getting this one thing that I
actually want.
Do you understand? Yeah. So you need to do your homework when it comes to negotiation. The first, and it is simply preparation, and I'm going to give you a couple of pointers as to how this can go. First question, what do you want? Make sure you understand what is the fundamental thing you want, the fundamental driver, so you are sure of the need that you are trying to meet. That's the first step. Second step is that you need to identify all the possible options you have to meeting that need. Yeah. Very important. This is where what Amara says comes in, beg your pardon, where he says whoever is able to walk away from the table has the power in negotiations. Why? Because if you know that you have options, or you're selling me this thing for $27,000, but I can get it somewhere. I can legitimately, I'm not bullshitting you. Yeah. I can legitimately get this somewhere else, or something else that would serve this same need. This is why the abundance mentality comes in.
Yeah.
Understanding that there are multiple ways to fill that need.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
That, I can get this $3,000 cheaper. I can get this 100,000 naira cheaper from what you're offering me. I can get this 5,000 naira cheaper from what you're offering me. Because you've done your homework. You're not trying to bullshit.
Yeah.
Do you understand? You're not trying to finesse. You've actually done your homework. You have said, these are all the options. These are all the ways this need can be met.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So it might be, instead of just fixating on one car, it can be, what are the cars that can give me the same performance in terms of this. What are their prices? What is what year were they made? What's the mileage? Blah, blah, blah. Just have your options.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm trying to say? If you're thinking about a job, what are the options you truly have? Let's walk through this exercise. Number one, determine what it is that you want. What you want is not necessarily a pay raise. What you want is a better standard of living.
Better quality. Bro, this is such a good point.
Better quality of living. So you need to distill. And a very simple exercise, and I think Amara and I have shared this a couple of times already. If you ask yourself why 5 times, odds are you will get to what is the bottom line reason, the bottom line motivation for why you want a thing, or why there is a problem.
Yeah.
If you ask yourself why,
just enough times,
you will find out what the actual motivation is and what the actual need, problem to be solved is, and you have better insight as to, okay, this is the need to fill, right? It's not that I just want a pay raise. If I can start a side, and in some cases, a side might be better for you to start than asking for a pay raise. This is why you need to have the abundance mentality to say, what is the main problem in the first place? Ask yourself why a couple of times.
Bro, it makes such a
about
good point.
5 times in general, so you are sure that you've gotten to the bottom line reason. Once you've gotten to the bottom, and this I will tell a story from the book Negotiation Genius. It blew my mind, bro. Once you've asked yourself why 5 a couple of times, I typically suggest 5. I typically suggest 5, right? So that you're sure you've gotten to the nitty-gritty, the most fundamental problem you're trying to solve. What are all the options that can solve this problem? Remember, abundance mindset.
Yeah.
What are all the options? Must it be that car? Must it be a pay raise? Must it be this route? Amara and I have talked about how there was literally one day we're driving to the studio and we just saw, driver, just turn here. We saw traffic here. Like, there are different ways to skin whatever it is that you enjoy to skin, right? So, understand.
So many examples in this.
Bro, there's so many. Understand the different options that you have to fill this need. You're not just using your mind, though, guys. Bring out pen and paper.
Yeah.
This is the problem. This is what I want. Why do I want this? Why do I want that? Why do I want that? When you get to a point where you feel like you have hit what the most fundamental need is, put it there. Write this down on paper, guys. Actually write this down.
Yeah.
Second thing you do, what are all the ways this need can be filled? So for instance, I want to buy a car. What do you want to do? Is it because Boris prices are this thing, or you want transportation is expensive, or this once you've distilled that, then I say, what are my options? Okay, taking an Uber, taking a bus route, relocating to somewhere that's closer to work. That one self is there. Remember, abundance mentality.
100%.
Negotiating for 2 days or 3 days on, like,
what is the actual
thing? Do you understand? It lets you think of all the possible options you can explore. Therefore, all these possible options you can explore. This is why we're talking about the steps of preparation. You need to understand. Understand what each of these things entail. These are the pros and the cons. This is how it plays out in real life, how it doesn't play out in real life. Explore all these scenarios. Once you have done that, you now know that you are armed enough because you have options. The next thing you need to do is do your homework on whoever is sitting across the table from you.
100%, bro. As you've done that homework for yourself.
The first 2-3 steps you've done is for you. The next thing you need to do is for
the
other person across the table. What does this person need? See, people like to hear people talk about themselves. People like the sound of their names.
Bro, that's from the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People.
People like the sound of their name. Like, if Amara wants to buy food from me, I will not reject it.
Bro.
If he wants to do it, I will not reject it. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So you need to figure out what is in this for them
this person.
From a truly selfless perspective.
Yeah.
Once you are able to do that, you've outlined what the person wants. You now have to anticipate for the objections the person is going to have.
100%, bro.
You have to anticipate for the objections. I'll give us a slightly nuanced example. Let's say you want to turn in. There are some situations where in Nigeria it's like a little different. You want to get you want to rent a place to stay. First pay, first serve. To be honest, like the moment you just go to a place, like so far, like there isn't as much profiling done. Like
in Nigeria
compared
to other the Western countries,
So, but let's say you're in a situation where you need to turn in an application, to get a house.
Yeah.
You now need to start thinking, okay, I want to rent a house. Oh, I like the parlor. Oh, I like the kitchen. The landlord knows the parlor is fine. The landlord knows the kitchen is fine. What are the things that matter to him?
Bro.
Someone that will keep the house like a temple.
Yeah.
Someone that will respect the property. Someone that won't give the property issue. I don't necessarily want loud music. I don't have pets. That's a plus.
Yeah.
Because pets make it harder to manage the property because like there's more wear and tear.
Yeah.
Oh, I will treat it like a this thing. Oh, I have plans to stay in this place long term. I've even seen some cases where some people recovering, bro. I've seen some cases where people go as far as sending the landlords pictures of their current apartment to show that it is well taken care of.
Yeah.
You understand? So that this separates you from the average. I'm sending an application. Yeah. Oh, we are married. We're just looking for a place to stay. I'm moving into town. Blah, 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 blah. I love pets. It separates you because you're thought of what is the landlord's needs. He wants the house to be kept properly. He wants consistent income. He wants to know that he's giving his house to a responsible person. Some people attach their work listing references, blah, 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 blah. Some people send their passports, bro, for the application. These are things that were not asked for in the application. But because you are going above and beyond to anticipate what are the objections the landlord could have. Yeah. This is one scenario. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? You've anticipated.
It's a crazy level of preparation.
Bro, it's a crazy level of preparation. But if you really want to get what you want, bro.
I can see how this applies. Bro, it's like in your job applications, they ask for cover letter and CV. Yes. By default, you will send in a cover letter and CV. But if you have the opportunity to say, they said, send in your supporting document. Send in that supporting document.
You go support.
I will support.
You go support.
I'm anticipating all your needs.
Do you understand?
And I'm sending as many supporting documents.
When you truly understand, see, you want a job, the person wants someone to fill the job.
Yeah.
Understand that that's what you're coming with.
The person wants somebody that they don't have to micromanage. The person wants somebody that knows, like, I can let go to get stuff done.
You win the battle of what you want in the
preparation.
Bro,
in the preparation, bro. In the preparation.
Daniel, why does it have to be this extra? Because plenty of people want what you want. That's what
I told you somebody that dragged me. We will not talk about it because I was humbled. I was dragged.
That was like 2-3 weeks ago, right?
So yeah, guys, let me just surface level. So I was prospecting. I'm not going to go into details, but I was prospecting for something, and somebody gave me feedback. He dragged. You know what they say? He dragged. Like he was like, bro, you can do better. That was a summary, and I was like, yeah, I agree.
For the simple reason that there are a lot of people that want what you want.
There are a lot of people that want the thing you want.
This further reinforces the fact that there is no need for you to feel ashamed about the things you want because odds are everybody wants them, and some people are not giving two shits and they're actually going for them aggressively.
Bro, tooth and nail. Aggressively, bro. You know what I'm saying? The only way you make the other person feel like you genuinely care about their outcome is in showing them that I am like I'm putting in the work. There is a level of preparation that you just look at it and like.
And people respect preparation.
People respect preparation.
Imagine going.
It shows that you are the kind of person who goes above and beyond.
See, like the last mile is never.
And everybody wants to work with that kind of person. I don't know who the exception. We always want to work with that kind of person. You just know that this person is going to go the extra mile. That's what is usually termed as.
The last mile is not crowded. Like there are not plenty of people there. Like you're not competing with anybody there.
I think I've heard this quote from Fusi before. Such a good quote.
It's like, bro, like
that last mile.
It's not crowded. Free. It's not.
Put yourself there, bro.
100%. So like with your preparation, let's go above and beyond. 100%. But guys, I can almost guarantee you, if you go the lengths to prepare, as we have said, number one, determine what is the most fundamental problem to be solved. Yeah. Number two, determine the options that exist. Number three, do the due diligence on the options that exist. What is the pros, what is the cons? Number four, research the person opposite you. Yeah. Who are they? What are their needs? What are their wants? What is important to them? Number five, objection handling. Think of every possible thing they could anticipate to ask you. Yeah. And then have answers to them. Answer from the beginning. You understand? That is the simple 5-step process to preparing for a negotiation. The next thing you have to do, now moving into preparation, actually have the conversation.
The actual negotiation.
Actually have the conversation.
The actual negotiation.
Actually have the conversation.
I like how you mentioned the sitting across a person who is narcissistic, and I want us to address the people who aren't actually narcissistic, but they, there's people that you want to negotiate with and they're not narcissistic, but they're just like, yeah, I cannot be bothered. So how do you get that person to approach that conversation? There's a way you will land the conversation that will make this person just be like, yeah, I think I will easily switch from not being bothered to being I want this, I'm interested. I'm sorry, yeah, exactly.
Preparation, guy.
Bro.
If you can figure out what matters to that person, everybody wants something that they want that is not in that they don't have at that moment. There's nobody in the world that doesn't have that.
There's something that came to mind in the course we were taking last year. And it's for communication, but it's mostly not necessarily for stage performances, but like communication in general. It's called matching and mirroring. I was just literally talking with this guy about it, and it just came to mind just now that there is how you are speaking with someone. So I'm speaking with you. I'm actually having the conversation now. And then as I listen to you talk, I want to allow you to feel like I'm actually hearing you and I'm actually concerned. So it's not just like I'm coming to, this is how you can approach this thing logically and emotionally. There's always those two sides of that conversation. And in the sense that I can just come to you and be like, this is what we have. This is what I'm offering you. This is what I get out of it. And like, that looks like a good offer to you.
100%.
Yeah, and I completely agree with that. But there is how you match and mirror what the person is saying as the person is responding to your stuff.
100%.
That allows you come across to be strategically empathetic.
100%.
It seems like you just know, the person just feels like, this person is hearing me. This person not just wants something out of this thing, but like they actually really care about what I get out of it.
This is where the think win-win starts. This is why it is, guys. This is why it is so thinking win-win, understanding what the real problems are. Let me give you an example too. When somebody just can't, no matter what you do, they don't want to agree. Let me give you a perfect example. I said I was going to share the story from Negotiation Genius. There was a particular US company, a pharmaceutical company. They had developed some sort of item, right?
Okay.
And they had found that they could source an ingredient for that item from a particular country in Europe, from a particular farmer.
I know those kinds of things.
In Europe.
Go on.
They found where they wanted to do it. So they had agreed, they had negotiated. And if you know Big Pharma, there's mad competition.
True.
There's stupid competition in Big Pharma. So they had negotiated with the farmer, like, okay, yes, we will pay you $18 per pound, and our order will be about £1 million every year. That's like almost 18 million cash. Obviously, it was good until they said they wanted exclusivity. The guy said no. They're like, like, how and why? Because if you sell to us and you sell to our competition, if you're not exclusive to us, we don't have an advantage. We don't have a competitive advantage here. I said no. They said, you know what? They offered extra amounts per pound, and then they guaranteed me. Before they just said that, okay, we'll do averagely about 1 million. So some years it might be 600, 700, maybe 1.2. They said a minimum guaranteed £1 million at least, minimum guaranteed order per year. Guy said no. They added more money per pound. The guy said no.
Well, at some point, bro, what
do you want? They now had to send one of their. And this is when, this is what is what's called negotiation genius. And why asking why is important.
Bro, I can really see that.
This guy closed it, like they flew the guy in, was like, you know what, see, like this phone conversation, it's not working. Go to that village. Go to that village. They sent the guy on the company jet. The guy got up to speed with the case and what had happened. Bro, I'm telling you, they parked this jet. This guy came down. He closed the deal before the jet engine turned off and went back.
And flew back,
bro. The engines were still warm. He entered and flew back. He had closed the deal. What happened? The guy came and asked, this is why it's important. Ask why. Care about win-win situations. Ask why. Said, okay, what is it, the money problem? No. Is it the minimum order problem? No. You're being more than generous. So why? Do you not want to agree to exclusivity?
You give a surface level answer at first, for sure.
The guy was, no, bro, this blew my mind. The guy was not like, there's one of his brothers, his blood brothers, that uses the same ingredient to make one local thing in their own village that is not even for commercial this thing, just as per I just make one small thing like it is just an ingredient I need to be able to make this thing in the village that I just maybe enjoy by myself or look. It had nothing to do with the drug that this pharmaceutical company was making.
Okay.
So if I go into an exclusivity clause with you, I won't be able to sell to
my
this guy.
brother.
So the guy just said,
"That's simple.
Oh, we'll just make a clause. You can sell an extra couple
to your brother.
To your brother."
My God.
And he flew back.
Like a simple
That
why.
was how that
was
deal
insane.
closed.
Insane.
That was
That's
how
insane.
that deal closed.
Insane.
By genuinely, this is what Amara was saying.
Genuinely
caring about what? Guys, you're laughing because
the reaction behind the scenes. He's killing us right now.
But do you get how if they were the one that called you for that situation? How would you have thought that it seemed almost impossible? That's what Amara was saying about suits.
Mm-hmm.
Seemingly impossible situations, but if you are willing to think, number one, win-win, and there is a way that this can work for you and I,
100%, bro.
It was the tiniest of clauses,
bro.
A few extra 100, like it is nowhere near commercial volumes,
bro.
If you extra 100 pounds for your brother,
bro, no,
bro,
commercial volumes, bro. What are we saying?
Bro, that was how they solved that problem.
But yeah, I think this finally, this does... It
ties it in.
Yeah.
It ties it in, guys.
It does.
Ask for what you want.
It does.
Plenty people want the same things you want, and they are aggressively going after it. Let me suggest, because I am aware that there are people, for the people that don't like confrontation, that don't like to make people uncomfortable.
Yeah.
No is a very difficult word for those people to say. So let me suggest a practice that might help you get comfortable in uncomfortable situations.
Okay.
You can do this 5-10 minutes a day. Just in front of a mirror or whatever, depends on how vivid your imagination is. But in front of a mirror, imagine people asking you for difficult things that you would otherwise have said yes to.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Just imagine people asking you about it and out loud saying no to it. Imagine it in your head, or you write it down, and you say no. At first, it will feel uncomfortable.
For sure.
That we'll figure out something. No. No. And don't add a reason at the end.
Yeah.
No. Do it a couple more times. Imagine if with different people, especially people that are close to your heart, I want you to do something that will be uncomfortable for you to do.
Yeah.
That you typically have to go above and beyond to sacrifice.
Yeah.
No, without explanation. You're unapologetic about it. If you do this for a couple, like 5-10 minutes every day for a couple days, couple weeks, you will find out you are comfortable in uncomfortable situations. And you say the no without adding extra explanation. No, don't rationalize. No is no. If you do this in front of a mirror, it's just you and yourself, or you and your thoughts. If you're imagining, just no. If you do this practice, I think you will become more comfortable being uncomfortable.
And I think it's super important if you're going to be able to negotiate for the things that you want.
100%. And guys, negotiation is a skill.
It is.
Nobody just becomes a beast at it like at the beginning. But like guys, everybody will spend the rest of their life negotiating for something.
Yes.
So please learn.
Yes.
So like I said,
you negotiate with your partner, you negotiate with your colleagues, you negotiate with your boss,
kids,
you negotiate with your kids, bro. So like if you're always able, and the beautiful thing is, let me just finally put a point to this as to why this is so beautiful. Generally, a lot of people don't know why they admire a certain person's approach to certain things. Like they can't put their finger on it. A lot of people don't like the win-win thing is over a lot of people's heads. So like we sit down there, we're like, I don't know what it is, but I just genuinely like the way, like when we have arguments, it's kind of like Daniel genuinely cares about my outcome as opposed to just like wanting to be right.
100%. Yeah.
Like you don't know that it's just simply because Daniel always thinks win-win. And then he has a dose of preparation.
That's pretty much it, guys. That's pretty much it.
That's it. So
that is pretty much it.
Guys, we hope this conversation served you.
Absolutely.
I think it was really, really nice to share, especially since they have dragged us a lot to share since.
We hope you all behind the scenes are happy, but thank you guys for making time.
Once again.
And making this a part of your day. We appreciate the love. Thank you for liking, for subscribing, for commenting. Please do well to share. And finally, as always, see you in the next one, guys.
Cheers, guys.